Well, good afternoon and welcome to Seattle's Eastside Real Estate Podcast. This is your go-to source for all things living, working, playing on the East Side. Today is Wednesday, March 22nd, and we are live on Facebook and YouTube. Feel free to like, share, comment on our live feed. We'd love to answer any questions that you might have during the show. If you're listening to this on pre-recorded a podcast or on YouTube, please do subscribe. And feel free to comment there as well on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify. I think there's a few others. We are glad you're here. We hope to have a great show for you today. We're going to be, of course, welcoming our mortgage specialist, Tucker Maxwell of Guild Mortgage Company. And then we're also going to have Elisa Howard of College Insights. And we're going to be talking about student loan forgiveness and how to have a plan for that. So I'm looking forward to some great conversations. But before we get to our guests, of course, we've got our Real Talk segment. So what is ahead for home prices in 2023? This last week, I had the opportunity to speak with one of our local news organizations, King 5, and we were talking about some of the challenges that they're having on the East Side with with unemployment. And yesterday, Amazon just announced an additional 9,000 layoffs. And so with our tech industry getting hit so hard, there's a lot of concern that home prices are going to start sliding. And I have to tell you that it's an interesting market. And my comment was, this is the most mixed market I've ever seen. We actually just today, and Tucker will speak to this, saw interest rates drop a little bit. That follows a trend for the last couple of weeks where it's going to be bringing more buyers back to the market. And inventory has also not kept pace with what we need. So a lot of folks are saying, well, home prices are falling. And then unfortunately, the headlines are home prices are falling. But the actual feeling in the market is that home prices are steady. So yes, over our peak, which was the end of the first quarter in 2023 and the beginning of second quarter, so March, April, May, we saw a tremendous softening in demand, which basically was caused by interest rates going from the high threes all the way up into the sixes. Of course, that had a dramatic effect on the multiple offer situations that we were facing in the first quarter. So looking forward, home prices is more like looking back, but looking further back. And what I mean by that is that you need to take, and if you can, go look at historical evidence. If you're a seller and you're working with an agent, look at historical evidence from the third and maybe part of the fourth quarter of 2021, right? So look at those timelines and see what home prices in your neighborhood were doing. If you're a buyer, understand that the price of the home that you purchase is going to be dictated by the level of interest, not necessarily by what you saw 6 months ago, 3 months ago, or even a year ago, or even a year and a half ago. If you have a home that is completely updated, needs no work, is in a good school district on the east side, and there aren't very many like it, the chances are it will get bid up. That's where we stand right now. So that bodes well for home prices rising, and it may add to some frustration, some mixed feelings that buyers have. Now, for sellers to look at it this way is to understand that if you do price it right and have a good strategy for marketing that home, you should be able to put your home in a situation where you get to pick a good, strong offer or two, or maybe three. Well, you have to pick one, but you can pick from several offers, but don't expect multiple offers. Just kind of, well, it's really tough to say, but you just have to kind of pay attention to what the market is telling you once the house hits the market. So long story short, there's two things that homeowners and would-be homeowners need to be considering, is that a home is a place to live. And oftentimes we get caught up in the home is an investment. So home is a place to live. And one of the cool things about that is you can live in a home, you can pay a mortgage payment and gain equity all at the same time. So the power of a tax deduction. So the power of home ownership is such that the average net worth of a homeowner is 43 times that of a renter. So If you're sitting on the sidelines waiting for the market to change in one way or the other, you may have to wait. But if you need a place to live and you can qualify, I highly encourage you to sit down with our mortgage professional, Tucker, and review your options. So that is our Real Talk segment. I kind of feel like our Real Talk segment is a little redundant, but there's a lot of clarity needed in this market. So we're trying to stay focused on that. Now, we have going to have a short commercial break, and we will be welcoming back our mortgage specialist, Tucker Maxwell from Guild Mortgage. Come right back after this short break.